Okay, good Saturday morning, everyone out there. It's your man Dollar Bill Sko checking in with you with an extra butter news update. Let me turn my phone off. My phone's already chirping. But I want to give you guys some information about what's been going on here lately with the minister. As everyone knows, the brother came out and said some things that was right on point. He put the check in where the check needed to be at, and the people who were who deserved it, they ran off running. So I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to let the minister do his thing, and I'll come in and say my comments afterwards. And as you can see from the top scroll where it says DL, this is Kyrie, and KRS-One or KRS-One sues Jay. I'll delve into that also after the good minister. Let's go.
Greetings to you. I am Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, National Representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I am speaking this morning to you on behalf of my teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I am sure that my teacher, who is presently on the wheel, these unidentified by others flying objects that are present in this world to bring about the judgment of God. I am sure my teacher is deeply concerned about what is happening in Black America today, that is put two of our young men, one, a great basketball player, Kyrie Irving, and another brother who is called a rapper, but he's so much more than that. Brother Ye, and the controversy that is swirling around these two men that is causing, unfortunately, division among a people that can least afford to be broken more apart because of misunderstanding and, unfortunately, parts of ignorance that we don't see the enemy who is working 100% to bring bloodshed about among us because of the serious nature of what is happening that is causing them, the enemy, to use his influence on those of us who are on his payroll, and those of us who have been blessed to be connected to them could be a blessing, but it also can be a cursing. Because once the enemy puts his talons into you, he's reaching for your mind, but more than that, he's reaching for your soul to empty us and make us weak when we could be strong, and doing his bidding rather than manifesting the great love that God wants us to show toward one another. I'd like to start with Brother Kyrie. What did he do wrong? What did he do? He's searching for the knowledge of himself. He's searching to know who he is, who he belongs to. What is his root in this world? And some of you that are persecuting him are the very ones that took away from him and from us the knowledge of self. You took our language, you took our culture, you took our history, you took our minds and inserted your mind into our mind through your systems. And now God has come to lift us from this terrible condition that you have placed us in. So he saw a movie. He didn't write the movie. He wasn't the producer of the movie. He wasn't the director of the movie. Somebody told him that there was a movie titled From Hebrews to Negroes. That's an interesting title, because many of our people don't know anything about being a Hebrew. We know that we passed through something called Negro, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that means someone dead, lifeless, hard, neutral. We didn't name ourselves a Negro. They named us that because they put us in the condition that that name represents. Kyrie and Ye and all of you now that are involved in the conversation, could you just step back a moment and let's reason together? He saw the movie because of all of the anger and dislike and breaking apart. I said, let me see this movie. And I and my wife and my family, we watched the movie the other night. It was well researched. The people that did it, they had a purpose. The purpose of those people was to show us how we got from Hebrew to Negro. As I watched that, I could see my brother. He's not thinking about hating somebody. He's thinking about learning more about himself, because we are tired of being what others have made us. We must become ourselves again. And he was interested in that journey, and I can listen to him, and I can see him, and I can see that's the journey that he's on. He's not trying to hurt the Nets. He's not trying to hurt the brothers that are playing ball with him. But he is trying to be true to himself. The greatest teaching of the God who came to find us and save us. He said, accept your own and be yourself. That is what Kyrie is trying to do. Find his own, accept his own, and be himself. I heard an intelligent brother, not a foolish man, but a man that has found something that is more valuable for him than being loved as a great, fantastic ball player. So many of you, my brothers, who are former players, and you've been so good at it, and you know who your managers have been, you know who your accountants have been and are, you know who your agents have been and are, you know who the owners of the teams that you play on, whether it's basketball, football, I don't know, whatever it is, you know who they are. And because of your greatness, they have decided that you should become rich. For hundreds of years, they didn't decide like that. For hundreds of years, they loved that you were poor and talented, so they could be your managers. They could be your agents. They could give you knowledge and give you favor. You don't see as God would love for you to see, because there are forces among us that they are afraid of. They are afraid that you will discover the truth of yourself and them. They don't want you to find who you are, because once you know yourself, the next step is you got to rise up from where you are to be yourself. And yourself is a noble person, a righteous person, a person that can be labeled the Son of God. The Bible says of us, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So ye must have discovered something. He said, I am God. People that were interviewed said, don't talk like that. Why? Because you don't want us to identify with God. It's all right for us to call each other, yo, dog, how things going, dog? But each of us, Elijah Muhammad said, when you see a black man, you are looking at God. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted to give us that kind of knowledge. And he made us to stop using the term nigger and call each other brother, call each other sister, and learn to love for your brother what you love for yourself. And there are many black people in America and around the world that are digging at the knowledge of self. Many in America digging at the knowledge of self and sharing what they know. So Kyrie saw the movie. And he wanted to share it with those that follow him. You know how we've been. You find a reefer and it's good to you. You call your friends and you share your reefer. They're not mad with that. Yo, dog, come on, let's smoke this blunt. You don't say nothing about that. But when they get knowledge and want to share knowledge, they're not talking against you. They work to make you richer as you work to make them some money too. These people aren't anti-Semitic. Every one of them ain't never done nothing against you as a Jewish person. They don't do that. Not one of those do things to purposely harm a Jewish person. The man went to a movie. He saw something that taught him more about himself, and he wanted to share it. You looked at his passing on what he thought was knowledge that would sink his roots back in the soil of himself and the God. And you felt threatened by that. Why owners of the Nets, why did you feel threatened? He didn't call you out by name. He just said he saw something and he put it up. You called it what? A anti-Semitic trope. The movie is almost a little over 2 hours. I'm sure there are things in there that you didn't like. But there are many things that you all have written about us that we don't like. You have been the one making us hate who we are and hate our origin in the world. You're the one that made Tarzan and told us that that's part of us. You've done all of this to us. And we couldn't say nothing. You're the one that made a darky, a little black Sambo. And you made us to see that as who we are. Can't you see that we're tired of that? So because I and others of knowledge are spreading knowledge of God, knowledge of self, knowledge of the time, and also knowledge of an enemy. Because we couldn't be in a condition like this if all of you were our friends. We have enemies. And those enemies have dropped us down in the barrel of waste. We're not around here hating you, but we tell the truth of what we know of what some of you have done to put us in the condition that we're in. Kyrie found something. I want you to say that you are sorry for saying something that is anti-Semitic. And he kept telling you, I can't be anti myself. You didn't want to hear that. You know you came from us. You know that you are not the father of humanity. We know our history and we know yours. We don't like what you're doing to Kyrie or to Ye. And when we see how you want to break him, destroy him, to keep him from saying anything that might enlighten our people. Do you know when you mess up his mind like that, he can't play? I saw the man playing ball the other day and he missed every shot, almost. He can't play with his mind in that state. And when his brother, Kevin Durant, said, I don't like none of this. He's not saying he don't like the movie. He's not liking what you're doing to a man who wasn't doing nothing against you, but searching for greater knowledge. And you decided to break him. You decided to put fear into men like Charles Barkley and LeBron James and other black men who have become rich and powerful. You wanted to say, you were saying to them as you were lynching Kyrie, you all better get the point. You all better get the message. They don't want you rising up into that knowledge that will make you a real man and not a glorified punk. I'm saying to the ADL, sir, we know you. And we know that we know you, and you know that we know you. Don't talk to Kyrie by himself. He can go and look at the horror of the Holocaust. Why don't you come and look at the horror of what your parents have done to black people in America and throughout the world? Why don't you come and study and repent of your evil to us? Then maybe we can sit down and have a talk like civilized human beings. Ye is not a hater. Ye is a lover. Kyrie is the same. But he wants to stand on a principle. And you see him standing, how intelligent he is, and the media keeps running at him with, why don't you say you apologize for this anti-Semitism? You did the same thing to me. I've tried to have meetings with you. Let's dialogue about this. You don't want to dialogue with me. You want to dialogue with somebody that you know you can put down because of the power you have over them by giving them a contract and money that you can take from them if they say or do anything that you don't like. This is the day of judgment and justice. These men don't want to be against you. These men are grateful. You brought them out of college and high school and gave them a contract. You gave them a contract because you saw their talent. Haven't they made money for you all? So now you sign them up. And then Adidas comes by and Nike comes by and gives them a lot of money that they don't see. You have them on a leash. And whenever somebody like Kyrie or Ye rise up and you don't like it, you pull the chain. So we run out and dog our own brother because he did something for a principle. You will too. Life is bigger than paper with a white man's image on it. Life is bigger than a nice house and a nice car and a lot of bling bling. Life is bigger than an Oscar. Life is bigger than a belt. Life is bigger than something that says I am the best at what I do. I'm the most valuable player, or my team won. But as a people, we are losing. We cannot afford to lose any of you. You are our kith and our kin, our flesh and our blood. And so I wanted to say something to help us to come together rather than break apart. Because it's Ye and Kyrie today. But what they're doing to them is to make you, who are in the good graces of them, so you think. You see what we just did? Ye lost $2 billion in a few days. You might wonder, did he really have it? He lost that much that soon? You know when you signed a contract with him. I don't know what's in the contract, but you do. So evidently, Adidas and all the companies that Brother Kanye is signed to or was signed to, until Mr. Ari Emanuel told everybody just drop him. Beloved brothers and sisters, look, your day is soon coming. I'm asking you stop beating each other up in the public. Stop doing that. But of course, that's what the master wants us to do. There's a slave here that's getting out of place, and teach him a lesson. Beat him up. I'm saying to you, don't do that. Call your brother. Come and sit down with us. Tell us about this movie. I understand that Brother Shaquille O'Neal put it up in his theater. Go see it. You don't want to read Secret Relationship with Blacks and Jews that we financed, we researched.
Yes, sir.
And you told me when we sat down. We had dinner together in the home of a Jewish rabbi. I went, others went. I brought some of my people, and there were two rabbis. There was Irv Kupcinet, great reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times. And after we had a beautiful dinner together, we looked like we were going to be on a page together where the controversy could stop. But the rabbi said to me, this is love fest that is near the end of the dinner. But then he reached in his pocket and pulled out an envelope and said, but this is tough love. We want something from you. And they said, Minister, we have to watch you over a protracted time to make sure that you've changed. Then we had just put out the first volume of The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. And you all told me, we want you to renounce this book. Because it's a great calumny against the Jewish people. You said that to me. You said to me, nobody that is deemed an enemy to the Jewish people is ever written of well in history. You know you control much of the publishing industry. So if you write the books, your people are heavily placed in the media. So when you all get ready to dog us out, you call those in that you pay. Then you told me that if I did all the things that you all asked me to do, you would clean up my image. You knew you dirtied it. But I'm not going to beg and bow to you to clean up my image. God is sufficient for me. And God is sufficient for Kyrie and Ye. And God is sufficient for everyone who has been made a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a billionaire. And then you call your man at Forbes and tell them, put it in the book that there's a new billionaire black kid on the block. There's Miss Oprah, one of the most beautiful women you could ever have as a friend. But now she has something to lose if she's not careful. Careful means you have to guard your mouth. So you used to be able to open it. I'm going to do that again. You used to be able to open it. Now when they pull that chain, now you can't find your voice. You're afraid. When fear grips you because you think you're going to lose something that's dear to you, so you don't want to venture out because you're afraid. I say this, dear beloved, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. To resist means to withstand the action or the effect of. Because if you stand and fight with truth and unity, you'll never lose even what you got. They don't want to be shown up. They want to put fear into you. And they do have power to hurt us. And God has plenty of power to hurt them. So I think I'll stop now. But if you want our brothers to come and sit with your rabbis and visit the Holocaust Museum, why not let one of our scholars come and sit with them? Because we know the Torah, by God's grace. We know the Talmud. And we know you and your history. Yes, leave our people alone. Leave Kyrie alone. Step back and see what you're unleashing. Stephen A., the other day, he didn't take up with Kyrie in the movie, but he took up that you took it too far. Some others say you buck breaking because you still are an old wicked slave master. Yes, sir. Sing for me, nigga. Don't talk, dribble, dribble. Well, we tired. We don't mind dribbling for you if you respect us for who we are. We haven't asked you for nothing more than a decent paycheck for the work that we do to make you a multimillionaire and a billionaire. Leave our brothers alone. Don't try to use what you're doing to Ye and Kanye. Ye and Kyrie, pardon me. So you can keep a muzzle on our great basketball players that have a big contract with you. When they reached in their pocket and showed me a white envelope with the things they wanted me to do if I would have their friendship. And when they say, we're going to watch you for a protracted period of time. See, we need to watch them for a protracted period of time because we have never done to you and your people what you and your people have done to us. We don't need to go see the Holocaust. We feel your pain because we're really human beings. You don't feel ours. Because to you, 1,000 blacks ain't worth the fingernail of a Jewish man. I've read these things.
Yes, sir.
You want to have a real good dialogue so we can start afresh and anew? Because the old way is not going to work. I told the rabbi and Irv Cup Sinet, 2 or 3 rabbis, Irv Cup Sinet, they said, well, you got your truth and we got ours. I said, it's not about your truth or my truth. It's about what is the truth. If we can agree on the truth, we can build a better relationship. Now, I think we should watch you for a protracted period of time before we admit you into our heart as a friend. What about that one? You want my brother to go out and denounce a movie that is teaching knowledge of self? Why don't you call the producer of that, the writer of that, and make them say that what they did is a lie? It's still in the movie. Don't pick on my brother. If you want to fight, we can entertain you. We're all born to die. And at some point, I don't give a skip how powerful you are. Like I said to one of your brothers who had me, and I visited him in his penthouse apartment on Fifth Avenue. And he offered me a drink. I said, sir, I don't drink. He said, well, you drink orange juice? I said, yes. He said, that's me. You listen to music? I said, of course. He said, that's me. Do you go to the movies? Of course, occasionally. He said, that's me. I said, sir, I know you're a powerful man. I said, but the God I serve, when it's your time to get out of here, neither your money or your power can keep you alive on this earth one fraction of a second after the decree of death is in for you. So who's really powerful? I'm not bowing to you. I bow to God. And I think we're going to get to that point where our people are not going to bow no more. We'll soon get to that point where your money don't mean to us what it means to you. When life don't mean more to us than the principles of truth upon which we stand. You're going to meet that kind of black person. You're meeting them now. And more, you are making them by what you're trying to do to Ye, what you've done to Ye, and what you're trying to make Kyrie do to get back friendship with you that you'll never give him. Ain't no forgiveness in you. It's never enough. He said, I apologize for the hurt that my going to that movie and advising others to check it out may hurt. That ain't far enough. You did the same to others. That's not far enough. We don't like your apology. Tell me something. How many of you would come and sit down and apologize to us for the transatlantic slave trade? You come now. Bring your wife and your children and tell us you're sorry for killing us, raping us, castrating us, and enslaving us, and making us chattel. Will you come and apologize? Our people can be like you. It ain't enough. See? If we tell you when you apologize it's not enough, oh, you trying to pimp us and hustle. No, reparation ain't pimping. Reparation is what we deserve for the pain and anguish that you have caused us to suffer. No, no, no. But you won't do that. You won't do justice by us. That's why judgment is on you now. That's why you can't live a day without another calamity, and they're not going to stop. It's going to get harder and harder because the God of justice has claimed us, Kyrie and Ye and Durant and Barkley and Shaq. We belong to God, not you. Don't try to use us against each other. If they want to talk to any of you, we'll go with you. You bring your rabbis. You bring your scholars. And I told him, when we look at our book that we wrote, we only quoted your scholars, your historians, your rabbis. So when they asked me to condemn our book, I said, oh, if it's all lies, I certainly will condemn it. But we only quoted your people. So when you come out and call everyone that we quoted a liar and an anti-Semite, all right, then I'll condemn the book. But you're not going to do that. When I told you at the end, I want to be your friend, that's why I'm sitting in your house, eating your food, and inviting you to my house, and we prepared food for you. I would like to get along with you. And so would Ye, and so would Kyrie. But you can't abuse them because you promised them wealth and nearness to white power. I'd like to close this little talk you should be desirous of making peace with us. Don't try to buckle us under because of all your power. God can take it away from you in the twinkling of an eye, and He's about to do that. You can come against me, as I said, with all the force and power of what you have, and I will stand on the truth that I was taught and stand with God. And as long as I stand on truth and stand with God, I will be the winner. And so will Ye, and so will Kyrie, and so will any of us who want truth in our lives and will fight for truth. May Allah bless you. That listen, may Allah comfort you. May Allah give you strength to stand for truth and righteousness and unity. I close with this scriptural verse. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. To resist means to withstand. For nearly 40 years, I have withstood you everything you've said and done to hurt me and those with me. I'm here. I've withstood the action and the effect, and I remain undamaged or unaffected by what you do. You know, if I live, I'll soon be 90. You can't wait for me to die. But I can't die until Allah says so, not you. So as long as I'm alive, I'm not going to sit by and let you do what you're trying to do to our people and we say nothing. Thank you to all the brothers and sisters on social media who are standing up like the soldiers that they are. I just ask that you remember our brothers who were caught in the strange net. Why not let us release them? Don't beat them up. Let's release them from the prison of fear and ignorance. And you'll have all of them standing together. Then we all can pool our resources and be thankful for what we've been blessed to get by our association with members of the Jewish community. But we're not going to let you destroy us. We're not going to let you turn us into what will make us ashamed of ourselves. Let us unite, brothers and sisters. Let us declare our oneness with God first, and our oneness with each other as long as we are in the right. And if we drift and we are not in the right, we are family. Bring our people back to the table and straighten us out. May Allah bless you. Thank you for listening. Thank Allah for putting that spirit in me as I greet you in peace and the love and favor of God. I am your brother, and I love you more than life. I want to see us free. Come on, brothers and sisters. Let's stop nibbling at each other to the joy of an enemy, and let us confront with truth and then clasp hands in the unity of the brotherhood and watch God bless us to keep on growing and going up. But never let money be your God. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. You heard it directly from our elder himself. I let that whole clip play in its entirety because I didn't want any of his words to be interrupted on my end. I wanted his message to be clear and straight to the point coming from my end. I'm just sharing what I found online. Kind of like the same thing Kyrie was doing. Sharing what he found online. Now I got a question, and I really want an honest answer from everyone out there. Why are we so hated when we get information that will build us up? Answer that. Why are Black Americans so hated once we get our hands on some information that can build us up? I have what I think is an answer. I believe it's because a Black man in America ain't considered dangerous because he may have a gun. A Black man in America isn't considered dangerous if he's the head of a drug ring or a big gang clique. A Black man in America is considered dangerous when he has knowledge and information. Once a Black man arms himself with knowledge and information, at that very moment, he's a threat. You see, because they know that a Black man that's the head of a gang, they can walk around here with a gun, that's nothing to them. They can, deal with that accordingly. But when you are a Black man with information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, now you're a threat because you're in a position to expose them and their lies. What did Kyrie Irving do that was so-called anti-Semitic, that warranted all of this public buck breaking? Because it's the equivalent of publicly groveling on your knees and kissing the feet or the ring or the ass of a master. That's what they're doing to him. They're trying to make him publicly grovel and kiss the feet, kiss the ring, and kiss the ass of a paymaster. Because if anyone is going to really be honest about this, let's really be honest. Did Kyrie Irving do anything worthy of what he's being subjected to right now? We all do the same thing that he did. We share links. Hey man, I just saw this movie. Y'all should check this out. And we'll share a link to it. Yo, someone just put me up on this movie. I really like it. I want to put y'all up on it now. We share that link. That's what's called social media. We even share each other's posts. How many of us have shared an Amazon link? We found a good deal. Someone may even ask us, hey, send me that link. And we send it to them. Are we in trouble for doing that? No. But Kyrie is. He shared a movie that he is not even in. He didn't star in. He doesn't have a cameo appearance in. He didn't write, produce, distribute. He didn't have anything to do with any casting. He just watched the movie, got inspired from the information, because like our brother said, he's trying to find himself. So he just wanted to share some information and share the link. Why isn't Amazon in trouble for selling it? Why isn't actually the producer and the director of this film in trouble? Why isn't Jeff Bezos being screamed on? You know why? Because it's not about them. They're not going to buck break their own. This is about Kyrie Irving getting his... Remember the movie They Live? When there was a part where Roddy Rod Piper's character was backed up in the corner, something like that. He was trying to get out, and one of those alien women reached to her watch and looked down and said, "We have one that can see," that's exactly what this is. These people saw his action and they hide behind the term anti-Semitism. Really, that's code for "we have one that can see." These people are exactly what the minister just described. If you listen to this video clearly, he's giving you the jewels. He's telling you that these people told him themselves that they are in control of everything. You like movies? You like orange juice? You like sports? That's all me. That was him saying to the minister that I run and control all of that. You drinking that orange juice because of me. You're watching that movie because of me. You're listening to that music because of me. So why is it that every time when someone comes out and points this out and says that these people are in control of everything. They're in control of the media, television, radio, movie. Why are we met with such backlash with this? No, they're not. We know that they are. The issue that we have is them denying and lying about it. These people literally run and control everything. The minister just confessed that. He was just regurgitating what one of those people said to him. You think the minister gonna lie? Kanye West said, "I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jews." We don't know what that necessarily means when he says DEFCON 3. Maybe he meant I'm just finna drop all this information on them. He didn't say he's gonna physically hurt. See, this is the thing. These people get so bent out of shape when they think in their mind that they're brought up in the wrong light. Why is it like this? We as Black Americans have a history that actually we should be having the same level of sympathy that they garner in the world. But they tell us to forget that. That's the past. Why are you bringing up old stuff? While at the same time telling us to never forget 9/11. That's recent history. Oh, you got to visit the Holocaust Museum. Our brother just said it. You people never come into one of our museums and respect what we got going on. You don't have any respect for it. And I'm going to tell you this. Black people are the only people in the world who truly, really believe in religion. All these other people don't. If these people from this community are so religious and they're so tied into a higher being or whatever it is, with the Torah and everything that they read, do you think they would really be doing this to a person? Knowing that this is happening on God's watch and God is watching and paying attention? They don't believe in a God. Black people are the only and the most religious people in this world. Yes, I said it. We believe anything we call our religion, whether it be Christianity, most definitely Islam, Jehovah's Witness, whatever we call ourselves believing in, we believe in that to death, literally. These other people don't believe in a God. They make us believe that they do, but we know that they really don't. Why would you do this to a man who did nothing that offended you? We can share a link. People do this all the time. You're mad because their brother has got his hands on some information and is about to inform his people on the truth about you and your lives. You all are the real identity thieves. You're calling yourself Jews. You're calling yourself South Africans. You're calling yourself Moroccans. You're calling yourself Brazilians. You're calling yourself Rachel Dolezals. Not saying that's a higher up, but I'm just using her as a name. She is like an appropriator, like a poster child of identity theft when it comes to black identity. You're mad because our people are finally realizing all this history that you suppressed from us. We're finally realizing that it's true, and we are the one true people in this world. And we're hated so much for that. Why would you hate the purveyors of culture? Why would you hate the very people that created the culture that you indulge in? You would think that the people that created that kind of culture would be respected, but we're not. And at the top it says, DL disses Kyrie and KRS sues Ye. See, DL Hughley, for a long time, fooled me. He had me thinking that he was down. He had me thinking that he understood when a black man had his back against the ropes, it was time to get on code. But he don't. Because this right here clearly proves it. I'm going to tell you what happened, why I'm bringing DL up. I was in the car yesterday, and I usually listen to the DL Hughley show. But yesterday I was running late, and I was in my car, I turned on the radio, and I got to the last few pieces of his shoe booty of the week. And he made Kyrie Irving the shoe booty of the week, saying that Kyrie Irving is causing division. And I'm so like, wow, DL, did you not see what he did? He did nothing. He just shared a damn link. And you went and produced this piece just for listens. And Kyrie Irving is the shoe booty of the week. Are you kidding me? The brother did nothing. You're not calling Amazon the shoe booty of the week. You're not even calling the producers and the directors of that film shoe booty of the week. You're calling your brother, who shares some information that actually enlightens you. You calling him that and made him the center of that. I'm disappointed in you, DL. I'm very disappointed in you for that. You're not on code. Like all these other people, like Reggie Miller, coming out of nowhere with something to say, your little 2 cents. Keep your 2 cents in your pocket. That was unnecessary. And as far as I'm concerned, you owe that brother a public apology. You embarrass him and disrespect him in the public over something you don't even know about. You didn't do the knowledge on that. You just going off what all these other people who are scared of their paymasters are doing. You are afraid of your paymasters. See, DL, you can talk like you down with being black, but you're not. You're down with making sure you don't disrupt or ruffle any feathers of your paymasters. You're not really all that funny, and you're a stuttering ass comedian. So you and that whole crew, with the exception of Skip. I like Skip. Skip, my man Cheatham. I like him. No, actually, it's no one else's fault but yours. So I'm not going to even fire any shots at the rest of the crew. Just you. And KRS-One has the nerve to jump on the bandwagon of suing Kanye West for using a piece of a drum roll from his song South Bronx. Okay. And now he's suing Kanye West over that. Fool, are you out your fucking mind? Do you know how much money you owe James Brown? Excuse me for my language, but I'm so upset at this guy because he calls himself the teacher. But I lost a lot of respect for him when he went around here saying that Grandmaster Flash was the inventor of the crossfader. So you really X yourself out of the teaching ranks after that. Your first album is laced and full of James Brown samples. You have not broken off the James Brown estate one iota of your money that you made from his music. But in the heat of our brother going through a whirlwind of chaos, you, the teacher, the gatekeeper, you come and drop the hammer on Kanye West over. He didn't sample your vocals. He didn't sample any really melodic sounds. He just sampled a drum roll, a break beat, which all of us that produce rap music will come around to doing at one time or another. You're a producer, KRS-One. You've done the same thing. And again, you sampled and used so much of James Brown's material. Why haven't you been screamed on by the Brown estate? See, you're making yourself centered into this because you want to throw your hat in the ring as well, because everyone else is trying to take a piece of Ye. So you, of all people, do this to our brother. Now I think the same song South Bronx was used by Puffy and Total on the song No One Else. Now that's Puffy. I know Puffy probably broke you off a little something, and that's fine. But damn, you coming at Kanye over a drum. You disgust me right now. You're supposed to be a gatekeeper. You're supposed to be one of the ones that stand up for Ye in the midst of all of this. But you throw your hat in of suing him. Do you need the money that bad, KRS? I learned a lot of black history from you, listening to your music back in the 80s and the 90s. You know, you shall learn. All right, my philosophy. KRS-One has some very good rap music, educating black people. He has an album called Edutainment, The Blueprint, Edutainment. So for a long time, KRS-One was the god of knowledge, information, the teacher. But here in the last few years, he's been slipping. Going around on these tours, these so-called speaking engagements where he's teaching people, but he's been spreading wrong information. He had to come out and be like, I was wrong. And you're wrong again on this one, fam. I'm not going to throw you away or throw you under the bus, but I wanted to put a light on what you were doing. You're out of line for that. So until you can, fix this with Kanye West, first fix what you owe the James Brown estate for sampling his music and not paying them nothing. That's what you do. And you also correct that lie about Grandmaster Flash, being the inventor of the crossfader. You got a few things that you owe the black community too. No, you didn't go around here spreading violence in your rap music, but you spread a lot of misinformation here in the last few years, Mr. So-called teacher. D.L. Hewley, you're like a mediocre comedian. How you became one of the kings of comedy, I don't know, because you're not at that king, like royal status when it comes to comedy. In my eyes, I don't really see you as that funny. You're okay. I'm not taking nothing away from what you've achieved, but you're not a Bernie Mac. You're most definitely not a Cedric the Entertainer. You're not a Richard Pryor. Hell, you're not even a Dave Chappelle. who's the GOAT right now. And he makes more social consciousness than you ever will do. So your little section from the GED section, whatever you call that, and your shoe booty of the week, how about you make yourself your own shoe booty of the week? Because you are you owe Kyrie Irving an apology. You owe him a very big apology for that. A black man with a gun is no threat. But a black man with information is the most dangerous man in America. It'll make these white people run the fuck away from you. It'll make them take up arms and kill you. Wow. For real though? I remember I was at a job. I was in accounting years ago. There was a Jewish guy, used to always wear his yarmulke every day. So I would notice that he wasn't having anything being said to him. You know, we're not supposed to wear any type of headgear. And to me, a yarmulke, kufi, all that shit is headgear. So one day I came in with a kufi on. The green, black, red, and yellow one. I got to work at 7. By 8:30, close to 9 o'clock, I was in my manager's office being told I couldn't wear that because I'm offending somebody. So I asked her, well, why isn't the Jewish guy taking off his yarmulke? I'm offended by that. He gets to walk around here and be him all the way. He gets to show his pride and his background and his religion all in the open. And me as a black man, I have to suppress and tuck mine under my damn chain. Tuck my chain in, sort of say. And this was coming from a black supervisor. You can't wear that. So I didn't cause any ruckus. I took it off. But that white guy still got to wear his yarmulke throughout the course of that day. From that point on. We are a feared people. Imagine that. Look at what black Americans have contributed to the world. We are a feared people. They don't want us to know anything about ourselves. Because once we know about ourselves, we'll start to know more about how we got in our situation and who put us there. And that's going to, by default, have us turn around and look at them. These people run everything. Don't let these people fake you into believing that they're just small, innocent, and the world just doesn't like them. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit. It's an act. They don't give a damn about you. You heard what the brother said. 1,000 black bodies don't mean nothing compared to the fingernail of a Jewish man. Y'all didn't bring nothing to this world. You all, as far as I am concerned, brought nothing in this world. Your religion, Judaism, is some made up shit. You're walking around here calling yourself me. I'm going to make a few people upset today, but I don't care. We're tired of running. We're tired of having our pride being crushed because we want to walk around here and wave our flag. We want to walk around here and let it be known that we're proud of being who we are. We really, true, have a rich history, a rich background that the rest of the world is so damn jealous of. You're mad at me because civilization started in Africa. You're mad at me because my people invented something as deodorant and hygiene and sewer systems, and we flushed toilets first, and we wore shoes first, and we wore perfumes first. If you didn't like me so much, why are you carving me up and dividing me amongst you and your people? Jewish people have been going around here mocking, making fun, and just pretty much downing black culture and black people. Blackface, yo, what's up, all that shit. And no one said nothing to them. And like our brother said, they've done just the same, if not even worse. And no one's made them cough up any money. No one's dropped them from any deals. No one's ever banned them. And you heard what he said. They can clean your image up. You heard what he said. They can clean your image up. All you got to do is just do these things, kiss our ass, give us some money, visit our Holocaust museum, repent to every Jew from this point on in your life until you die, and you'll be okay. We'll clean your image up. My image don't need to be cleaned up, homie. Yours does. You're the one with the terrible history that you don't want to know about because you know it will expose you. You see, you walk around with this fake, friendly facade like you're just so innocent. And you walk around with these damn long locks and these funny hats on your head. And you think that your power means the same to you as it does to us. It don't mean a damn thing to us. And like the big homie said, because it took the big homie to come out and put y'all in check. But he said it right. Your money don't mean nothing to God, homie. It took a 90-year-old man to come out and G-check the media and all the coons that got off cold. It took a 90-year-old elder to come out and put the G-check in place. And now y'all running around here scared, scurrying, because he dropped names. He said names. And our brother Farrakhan ain't no punk. That comes from him. I heard him, seen him when he said it. I ain't no punk. Y'all made those movies, Little Black Sambo. You all signed the rappers and make it okay for them to keep using the N-word, but you would edit out words like Hebrew. You all greenlight these movies that disrespect us, while at the same time highlighting and greenlighting movies that will make you look good. Schindler's List. Steven Spielberg knocked it out the park that year. Here's a Jewish guy making a movie about the Jewish Holocaust, and you wonder why that movie swept the Oscars the following year? I read years ago that Jews moved out west and founded Hollywood. Metro Goldwyn Mayer. This is real history. There's history and knowledge of old Hollywood actors and actresses, the big names that you all love and revere. Some of them are Jews. They just have to change their name to be Americanized so they can be accepted. The Three Stooges are Jewish. We didn't know that. We just thought they were white people. That was funny. But they're Jewish. Everyone gets to be proud of who they are. Black Americans, it's a problem when we become proud of who we are. And I believe a lot of it got to do with the fact that once we become proud of who we are, we start to know more about why we were in the situation that we're in and who put us there. And also who had a hand in putting us there. So it's a lot of people that don't want us to know about the shit that they've done to us. Excuse me. There's a lot of people out there that do not want you to know, Black America, that they had a hand in suppressing you. They had some say so in making sure you stayed in the back of the line. There's people out there right now walking around saying that they are you and getting mad when you tell them that you're the true you, because that makes them be like, okay, well, if I can't be you, well, who can I be? That tells you something in itself. These people are not proud of themselves. They don't have anything to attach themselves to be proud of. They attach themselves to black people because we make the moves. We create the culture. Adidas is upset with Ye, but Adidas is popping because of black people. How come all these fashion designers and these corporations like Nike, Adidas, Gucci, Versace, Tommy Hilfiger, Timberland, they've been designing and wearing their own clothes for the longest, and it didn't catch fire until we put that shit on. Something as simple, Timberland boots. We made fucking fashion. Something as simple as taking shoestrings out of the sneakers and rocking them just like that made that culturally acceptable. We did that. We made Tommy Hilfiger, Jabot, Helly Hansen, Pelly Pelly, and all those 90s brands that were non-FBA. We made them jump on top of Karl Kani and Used and Damaged and all the other stuff that we had in our own, from our own designers. It's us that make Gucci look good. Why you think Gucci Man is Gucci Man? He liked that shit so much he named himself after it. It was people like Trick Daddy down in Florida that made Polo what it is. Yes. The brothers and sisters up in New York sagging their pants, rocking Timberland boots, and rocking their jeans sagging, rocking the puffy coats, razor blades in their mouth, shorts with Timbs on. We made that a fashion. The Migos got a song called Versace, 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 Versace. They made that shit. Biggie and Diddy was talking about Versace in the late 90s. It always take black people to make white people shit pop. MTV ain't what it is if it wasn't for Michael Jackson. The NBA that we know it is of today wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for Michael Jordan. Television, daytime television, wouldn't be what it is that we know it like it is today if it wasn't for Oprah Winfrey. It's always taking us to make their shit pop. All these brothers and sisters that came out against Kyrie and Kanye, you're off code. You don't want your paymasters to cut your check, but you're just a $40 million slave. You're just a buck broken buck and a buck broken bedwench. It took the homie, the elder, to come out and do some straightening. All of these guys on these platforms that have access to us every day, because the minister doesn't have access to us every day. We don't always see him every day, but we see all these sports commentators who always got something slick to say, the Stephen A's, the Reggie Millers, the Shannon Sharps. We see y'all every day. You will not use your platform to stand up for your own kind. You use your platform to throw your own kind under the bus. And that's the reason the minister couldn't take it no more and come out and say what he had to say. And he's saying something that put y'all on notice. You want a war? I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like, we welcome that. We're all born to die. In so many words, don't think we're going to back down from a fucking fight. D.L. Hewley, KRS-One, Shannon Sharp, Reggie Miller, anyone else who came out with this level of fake rage, even D Nice. Come on, you guys are phony. You guys are phony. You guys are phony as hell. You won't stand up for your own kind, but you'll stand with the people who hate your damn guts. Don't let these people and the so-called ADL think that they just want to make sure no one disrespects their people. No, they want to make sure it's just all about their people. That's the reason why they took your identity, black people. That's the reason why they don't want you to wake up. Why you think the word woke is synonymous to black people? Because when people hear the word woke, they automatically think about black people waking up, and then they get upset because now black people are waking up to their bullshit and they cannot be sneaky and conniving anymore. You better pay attention to this. They're not mad at Kyrie because he verbally said something about Jewish people. He didn't even do that. He didn't attack any Jewish people physically. He didn't go on a media rant and make all these posts on his socials disrespecting Jews. He just shared a movie link, and all this is happening. This tells you clearly these people are afraid of black people, not with a gun, but with information. They are afraid of black people with information. What's more dangerous, a black man with a gun or a black man with information? Answer that. Let's make that a poll. What's more dangerous, a black man with a gun or a black man with information? And I think we all know what the answer is. You got information, you're going to share with your people, right? And if you get enough people on code, they are going to what? Wake up. They saw Kyrie doing that, and they was like, we have one that can see, just like they live. We have one that can see. Ye, honestly, he didn't say anything anti-Semitic. He didn't say I fucking hate Jews. The next time I see a Jew, I'm going to punch him in the face. He didn't call them long hook-nosed Jews. He didn't call them small hats. He just said I'm going DEFCON 3. And DEFCON 3 may have meant him saying I'm going to expose their bullshit. It may have meant that I'm going to let people know that these people are fake. But they let the slightest thing put them into action. And now the next thing you know, we hear it. So-and-so's anti-Semitic. That person's anti-Semitic. Ye said it himself, I can't be anti-Semitic. I can't hate myself. They didn't like that. Oh, they didn't like that because you took something away from them, Ye, when you said that. You told them, you took the power back when you said, I can't be mad at myself. Ye, you took the power back when you said that. Kyrie, you took the power back when you just shared a link. Kanye West said, how can I be mad at myself? How can I hate myself? They wasn't expecting that. They wasn't expecting that from Ye. That struck a nerve. When Kanye West said, I can't be mad at myself and I can't be anti-Semitic, I can't hate myself. they didn't like that shit because that was Kanye West in that moment, stripping them of that damn power. You can no longer call yourself me. You find out who you are just like I did. But until then, you can no longer call yourself me. And they didn't like that. All of a sudden, the ADL dogs came out barking. I made a post here last month saying that we got to protect our brothers. When I was talking about Kanye and Tariq. Now we got to throw Kyrie in that mix. Because Kyrie Irving really didn't do anything. He really didn't. He just shared a link. We all share links. And now they're telling us that we're going to get in trouble for sharing links now. That's what they're telling us. Why is it that they can say anything about us and we try to check them? We're being divisive. We're in our feelings. But if we just whisper the word, "you wrong," all of a sudden, the ADL, everyone comes out and starts backing us up in the corner for something as simple as sharing a link. You heard what Farrakhan said. They put out that book, The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, and they quoted everything that their Jewish scholars said and put it in that book, and they want him to denounce that. In so many words, they didn't want him to endorse what they were saying. Black people, Black Americans, freedmen, FBA, ADOS, whatever you call yourself, get on code, man. Dr. John Henry Clark told us it's nobody but us. We have no friends. You see this what's going on. It's time for all of us to get together and start supporting ourselves. It's enough of us to support us. All of us can get behind each other and buy each other's brands and support each other's clothing lines and scents and whatever it is that we're selling. We don't have to keep running to these big name brands. It's time to cut these names off. They don't care about you. They only care about you spending money with them. They don't never spend money with us, do they? It's time to let these people go. I never liked that Versace shit. That shit was ugly. Gucci, Louis Vuitton. I never liked any of that stuff. I was never attracted to that stuff. I like urban gear, jeans, t-shirts, and sneakers. That's the fashion. But it just goes to show you the magic of black people. When we touch it, it blows up. When we rock it, it blows up. When we say it, it blows up. When we put our stamp on it, it's officially official. White people been wearing Timberland boots for the longest. They've been wearing polo shirts for the longest. They've been wearing Tommy Hilfiger for the longest. No one gave a fuck. No one tried to bite that style. But as soon as we put it on, bam, history's made. I wanted y'all to know that this is a real serious time that we're in right now. I want you all to pay attention to what's going on. You're not being picked on for nothing. You're being picked on for a reason. You're being picked on for a reason because you're truly God's people. You are truly God's people, black people. And those small hats, remember when I just did a show called Agents, Tethers, and Ops? They fall under every category. They check every box. They tethered onto us and took our identity. They're agents because they have all the media, so they're always watching you to make sure you don't disrespect them. And they're ops because as soon as you come up with some information that enlightens us and putting their ass in the, in the dark, they oppose you. So they're naturally ops. And they can most definitely drag out some bootlick Negro to play along and make it seem like he's or her wagging their finger at us. when we clearly know that they're just paid opposition. Kyrie, I love you for standing up. Stand on your truth, black people. They do not want you to stand on your truth. As long as we're accepting their history, accepting their social studies, accepting their narrative, we're okay. Because you know why? Because they know they're feeding us bullshit, and they know that bullshit, sometimes we thrive off that. So as long as they're feeding us bullshit, we're fine to them. We're not a threat. But as soon as we break out of that and like come up out of that stupor we've been in, and we actually quote unquote wake up, that's when we become a threat. You don't have to wake up and grab a gun. You can just wake up and grab a book. And now they are running shitless, scared, because you just informed yourself. Not that you armed yourself with a physical bullet. You just armed yourself with information. And they are running fucking away from you. All it takes is to inform ourselves of great knowledge to back these people up off of us. Why ain't we been doing that shit for the longest? Oh, let me guess. We have been. They just been distracting us with NFL, MLB, NHL, MMA, all the ABC sports, and all the ABC channels, and all the alphabet boys and their bullshit. It took a 90-year-old OG to come out and do some straightening. Everybody that's coming out that had something to say, they didn't have nothing to say positive. They all had something to say negative. You're dangerous, black people. Stay dangerous. And I don't mean like, robbing, jacking people for their shit like they do us. I mean, stay dangerous as far as feeding yourself information. Stay dangerous as far as feeding your people information. Each one, teach one. And that's how you reach one. I'm going to say that again. Each one, teach one. That's how you reach one. We're no longer afraid to pick up a book. You told us for longest. You want to hide something from black people? Put it in a book. Well, guess what? We're reading these books now. We're writing these books now. We're teaching and holding courses on these books now. So you can't hide nothing else from us. Just like we're discovering the knowledge and information you've hidden from us, we're also going to be discovering the resources, the land, and the money that you've been hiding from us too, because you owe us that as well. You heard our elders say it. You took away our name, our religion, our God, our culture, even our identity. You are saying that you are me now. And you left me to be whatever you wants to define me as. You don't want me to define myself. So when I go on a journey to define myself and I come across something called Hebrews to Negroes, you can't accept that. Because that means when I'm done with that book or that movie and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm feeling proud about who I am, then the anger's going to sit in and I'm going to turn around and look at your ass. And now the playing field even. You all been thriving off an uneven playing field. If you really were a true people of God, you wouldn't do this to God's people. If you really were in the good graces of God, you wouldn't do this on God's watch. You wouldn't do this while God's watching. Before I go, I want to say again, rest in peace to our brother Takeoff. He had his funeral service. Well, he didn't have it, but his funeral service were held yesterday on 11/11/22. Go figure. There's nothing nefarious or nothing conspiracy about it. It's just I'm into numbers. But we sent our brother off yesterday. When I say we, I mean just us people, black culture. We sent our brother off yesterday. Takeoff is now taking off. He officially earned his wings. We're going to miss him. We're going to continue to play his music. I hope the police get down to all the investigating they need to do to solve this, because this doesn't need to be another unsolved murder of a rapper. You see what I got down in the bottom right corner? Rappers' lives matter. They do. They really do. They really, really do. Don't let these people fool you no more. Wake up, y'all. And I'm not just saying that to sound cliche. I mean that. I mean it. Wake up. We're getting better. And that's a threat. Us getting better mentally, knowledge-wise, is a threat to them. They would rather for us to walk around here with a gun. They would rather for us to walk around here selling drugs and being the leader of gangs and doing criminal stuff versus actually arming ourselves with information and sharing that with our people. You walking around here with a gun, you're not a threat to them. But you walking around here with information, you're a target now. I'm going to leave it right there. Your man dollar bill score, not your boy. It's your man dollar bill score right here. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, post, repost, retweet. Let it be known that it's FBA versus everybody, and we must protect and preserve our culture. Big ups to Kyrie and Ye, standing on your truth. Let it be known you ain't no punk. And most definitely big up to the big homie, our elder and OG, Minister Louis Farrakhan. I love you. Assalamu alaikum. Malaikum salam. I'm out.